Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we break down the most important stories shaping our digital world. This week, we're tracking a really human drama at the border, the crazy fast evolution of AI, some super ambitious new hardware, and of course, the massive power plays that are defining the future of the entire industry. All right, let's kick things off with an urgent story that sent some serious shockwaves through the tech world. And this one isn't about code or gadgets, it's about the very people who build the software we use every single day, who suddenly found themselves in a frantic race against time. The panic really started with a series of leaked memos. Memos just like this one from Google, and others from Amazon and Microsoft, started flying around. And the message was clear. If you're an employee on an H-1B visa, which is a key visa for skilled foreign workers, and you're traveling abroad, you need to get back to the US immediately. So why all the panic? Well, it all comes down to this one eye-watering number, $100,000. This was the rumored new fee that companies were terrified their employees would have to pay just to re-enter the country if they missed the deadline. I mean, that's a staggering figure, and it explains all the urgent last-minute flights. And the timeline they were given was just brutal. A proclamation was announced on September 20th, with the deadline set for just after midnight on the 21st. That gave people an incredibly short window, just 28 hours, to book international flights, pack everything up, and physically land back on U.S. soil. It was an absolute logistical nightmare for thousands. And here's where things got really confusing and stressful. On one hand, you have the world's biggest tech companies screaming at their people to drop everything and fly back. But on the other hand, you had the White House press secretaries saying that current visa holders could travel as normal. This conflicting advice just created this deeply chaotic situation for workers and their families. So while one part of tech was grappling with a very human crisis, another part was focused on making our technology, well, more human. Let's shift gears from policy to product and look at how AI is evolving from just a cool tool into a deeply personal assistant in our lives. It all starts with how we're learning to talk to AI. New ways of prompting these chatbots are popping up that turn them from simple fact finders into something more like an advanced reasoning engine. Take this 5-step structure, for example. It forces the AI to ask you questions first. Then it builds this layered answer, starting with a beginner explanation and going all the way to expert-level insights. It's really about getting depth, not just data. And, whenever something gets this powerful, the inevitable question pops up. What's it going to cost? It looks like the era of purely free experimental AI is starting to fade, and monetization is here. Companies are now rolling out subscription plans, which tells us that advanced AI is becoming a premium product. Anthropic's Claude is a perfect example. They're a major competitor to ChatGPT, and now they're offering paid tiers that go from a $20 Pro plan all the way up to a $100 Max plan for the real power users. This is a huge shift. It means high-end AI isn't just an experiment anymore, it's a premium service. And that could create a real divide between casual users and people who can afford the best tools. And this powerful, personalized AI isn't just going to stay on our computers. Nope, a redesigned Google Home app is putting the Gemini AI assistant right at the center of everything, with the new command being to simply ask Home. The goal is basically to have a fully automated home, all managed by an AI that really knows you. Okay, now let's look at the hardware frontier. This is where the future of tech was really put on display this week. But it also came with a very public and kinda awkward reminder that doing a live demo is one of the riskiest things you can possibly do in this industry. So at its big MetaConnect event, the company showed off its new smart glasses, and they are packed with features that sound like they're straight out of a sci-fi movie. I'm talking turn-by-turn directions, live video calls, real-time language translation, all of it just appearing right on the lens of your glasses. Wild stuff. So the keynote was supposed to be this flawless showcase of this amazing new technology. But during the presentation, 2 of the key demonstrations failed, pretty spectacularly, actually. It left the presenters scrambling on stage and created a couple of very cringy moments. Now, on stage, the hosts kind of joked it away, blaming a bad wireless connection, the brutal Wi-Fi. But later, Meta's CTO, Andrew Bosworth, explained what really happened. And honestly, the real technical reasons are way more interesting. And This just brilliantly illustrates how complex this all is. So the first demo failed because the wake word, "Hey Meta," didn't just trigger the glasses on stage, it triggered every single pair in the building, which then flooded their own development server. They basically launched a denial of service attack on themselves. The second fail was something called a race condition bug, just a perfect storm of really, really bad timing. But ambitious gadgets like these don't just exist in a vacuum. Behind the scenes, there are massive industry battles being fought over the very chips that power them. These are the power plays that are going to shape our tech future. First up, a historic partnership. Former rivals Nvidia and Intel are actually teaming up to challenge AMD's dominance in the gaming market. And for you, this new competition could mean more powerful and hopefully cheaper consoles and PCs in the years to come. Meanwhile, over in the courts, the U.S. government is pushing forward with its massive antitrust case against Google. The Department of Justice isn't asking for a slap on the wrist. They're demanding nothing less than a full breakup of Google's digital ad business. Google's offering smaller changes, but the stakes here could not be higher. We're going to end today on what is probably the most challenging topic of the week, navigating that increasingly messy intersection of technology, political speech, and censorship. This is where the digital world smacks right into some of our most fundamental debates. So, in the wake of a recent act of political violence, the whole debate over the limits of speech has really intensified. According to reporting from The Verge, officials like Representative Clay Higgins have posted statements suggesting that there are, in fact, societal limits to free speech. The Verge also reports that this has led to government officials pressuring private companies. For instance, FCC Chair Brendan Carr reportedly threatened the broadcast licenses of local stations if they didn't take action over a joke made by a late-night comedian. This kind of pressure campaign raises some pretty serious questions about the line between government oversight and actually influencing private speech. And the article points out that the Trump administration has made similar suggestions in the past about stripping broadcast licenses over news coverage. You know, as our tech platforms become the central arena for all of our political debates, this question, that really blurry line between public criticism and actual government censorship, becomes one of the most critical of our time. And there are no easy answers. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.